Okay, we have a knife comparison here of three really good knives. Two M-Techs and the Cold Steel GI Tanto. So let's get it started. So here we got the Cold Steel Kydex sheath. Oh, the Securex. It's called a Securex sheath. And it's a good sheath. And it holds the knife pretty well. So if you like sheaths and you really hung up on sheaths, you'll really like this sheath. This is a good sheath. It holds the knife pretty good, as you'll see later on. And then we have the M-Tech 8054 and the sheath that comes with it. This is the sheath that comes with it. And it's got a snap on it. As usually, have a belt loop of some sort. Sewed pretty well. It's nylon. And I had a lot of extra cordage on it. I cut some of it off. I didn't see no need for it. Had a belt loop on. I mean, a leg tie on the back, which I also cut off because it wasn't large enough for my leg. And got a pocket here. And let's see, got something in there. Got a little box cutter in there. And they come in handy for numerous things. Opening, cutting rope, cutting little small stuff, fine stuff. So yeah. It's a lot of little stuff you can fit in there. If it'll fit, you can put it in there. So that's a good sheath. I like this sheath. You know, there may be some people who may feel like, well, it won't hold up. It will if you take care of it. And this is the one that comes with the other knife. This is another M-Tech sheath. Comes with one similar to the 8054, but it's a little bit bigger. And I left the leg tie and the cordage on this one because this one actually comes with a bigger leg tie. So this one fit my leg, so I left it on there. And it has a pocket as well. There's nothing in this one though. But yeah, I like these sheaths. And we can start with this knife here. Okay, this is an M-Tech. This is one of the ones that they also call the Call of Duty Ghost knife. And it's not as well made as the other one. It's pretty thin. Plastic. It only has two fasteners and they're not real strong, in my opinion, to hold a handle on. But the knife is pretty good, you know. And it's 440C. 440C steel. It's got a good edge on it. Sharp. It will cut. And you got these little grooves in the back. They're not saw teeth, but they're notches. And I've seen them used on a YouTube video for cutting wire, and also someone believes that you can use them for making notches. But yeah, cutting barbed wire and making notches, and also for if you use it as a weapon for increasing wound damage, and all of that is true. So yeah, this is a nice knife. It's full tang. Costs about $20 on Amazon. At the current time, it's going for like $12. 12, just a little under 13, you know. So yeah, this is a pretty fairly decent knife. You can't go wrong if you buy it, especially with the sheath. And then we have next the Cold Steel. Okay. It's perfect scale as the box. It's just that the handle goes over because they made the handle shorter on the box. They didn't put the full picture of the handle on there. This is a 1055 carbon steel, which is a medium carbon steel. But this knife is tough as they come, especially for a mid-sized knife. What's that, 7-inch blade? This is a little beast right here within itself, and it's the GI Tanto. You know, GI is generally associated with military terms, so it's a combat style knife within itself, with the integral quillion made into the knife. And you can take the handle scales off. Some people like to throw it, but I'm not into throwing Tanto knives. I like spear point knives for that. So if I'm going to throw a knife, it's going to be a spear point knife, not a Tanto. This is a excellent knife. It's got a lanyard hole. It's got nice filling scales on it. You know, they look smooth, but they got a little texture to them. And it's a very tough knife. A very tough knife. If you purchased it, you wouldn't be disappointed. Then we have the M-Tech Xtreme Brute, which is also some people call the Beast, and the Call of Duty Ghost knife, which is a very good knife. I like it. You know, some people, you know, feel as though it's like it's an M-Tech. They don't like M-Tech brand, so they miss out on good stuff like this. You know, M-Tech do have some stuff that's novelty, but this isn't one of them. I thought it was when I first saw it advertised, but I found out later that it wasn't. And it's got, unlike the other one, it's got 4 fasteners. And it doesn't have the plastic handle. It has G10, so it's tougher. It's not as long. This one's 11 inches, whereas that one's 12. This one should have been 12 inches. It would have made a better knife. It's good like it is, but an extra inch or maybe even an inch and a half on it for giving some reach and more swinging power would have made it good. And regardless to what people think, this is actually a fighting knife. That's why it has the sub-hilt type handle. That's what I would consider this, and it is a sub-hilt style. It's pretty thick, full tang. It has the little notches and grooves in the back, which aren't saw teeth, but you could use it to scratch up wood if you like. But yeah, it comes with a serious edge on it. It's not hair shaving sharp, but it doesn't have to be, because if it was, it would be too thin on the tip, and the minute you hit something, it would chip or roll. But they did it just right, so you can hit a lot of stuff with this in it, and it'll hold up. It's a good 440C. Whereas this one is also 440C. But you see it's got the lesser quality hand grips or hand scales, and the 2 pins, and it's 440C, but it's quite obvious that even though it's longer and it has a different balance point right in front of the guard, whereas this one is right at the first pin, fastening pin. They're not the same 440C. Okay, I guess you say 440C is 440C, but no, it's the heat treatment. This one costs more. It's got better scales on it, and they're not going to take this down to $12, $13. Okay, this one's down right now at to $12 on Amazon. Just a little less than 13 really. So yeah, this one has a lesser heat treatment on it. Even though it's 440C, it's still a good knife. And it's a combat knife, so if you use it in a combat situation, it won't matter what type of steel it is. It's going to get the job done, you know. But I wouldn't recommend using it for that. But it's just not a strong, really strong survival knife. But it's a fairly good one. Whereas this is a combat knife, and it'll hold up to some survival tasks very well. I've seen it used in batoning and doing various things on a couple different videos. But one man, he stabbed it into a piece of wood and picked up a big block of wood with it to show you how deep the penetration and tight and tough the knife was. It was a good demonstration. You know, they're not hard to find if you want to see them. So yeah, the smaller one has the better heat treatment. It costs more. The longer one has a lesser heat treatment, and it costs less. You get what you pay for, in so many words. But all of these knives, even the cold steel, is made in China. And if I had to rate them, I would say this is like an 8